through your columns, through your tweets, we know that you are adamantly opposed to much of what Donald Trump has done, what he's said, and what he's proposing in terms of policy. But I want to ask you this. You're an economist, so now you've got to assess the economy. Is there any scenario for you where Donald Trump's fiscal policies work? Tax cuts on the wealthier and on middle and lower income people, maybe they do lead to more investment, more jobs. That's one. Infrastructure spending, we got some done. It goes through quickly. That creates jobs. And maybe you reform Dodd-Frank, which many people say has hurt lending to small businesses and hurt community banks. Is there any positive scenario for you in that?
Well, I've been arguing for a long time for fiscal stimulus, and the case is a lot weaker now than it was a few years ago because we do look like we're fairly close to full employment. But we're probably not all the way there, and there's an insurance argument for fiscal stimulus, because what if there is a downturn, monetary, interest rates are still very close to zero, having a little bit of extra oomph. So fiscal stimulus, even a really badly constructed fiscal stimulus, could be a good thing. Now, it's really badly constructed to the extent we have any idea what the policy is going to be. But sure, there's some case for that. It's not now infrastructure. Yeah, I mean, that's a tremendous case for it, but a large infrastructure build. But we don't have any proposal, and the closest thing we have during the campaign was something that really would have generated almost no new infrastructure investment. It was really a privatization scheme disguised as an infrastructure scheme. There wasn't a lot of government spending in there at all. So I don't really believe in that part. Dodd-Frank, no. There's zero evidence that Dodd-Frank is holding back the economy. There's a lot of evidence that it's been doing good. All of this push to undo Dodd-Frank is just a way of setting up the next crisis.
Well, but small business lending, and in fact, the share of it in C&I loans has shrunk from about 36% to about 19%. Small business employment is down. I think there's a compelling case being made that there are places where bank regulations are hurting retail customers like small business, as in it's through this small business lending channel.
Remember, there's a regular survey of small businesses where they're asked about their problems, and the fraction who say that they're having any problem getting loans, that they're, is near a historic low. There's just no evidence. Everything we can see suggests that the reason that they're not borrowing is they don't have stuff to spend on. You're really reaching to find something that the very people who should be complaining about it are not, in fact, complaining.
So is the Fed wrong-headed to think it should start raising rates? In fact, Eric Rosenior from the Boston Fed said that we could need more than 3 rate hikes this year. Janet Yellen seems to be on board with 2 or 3, doesn't know when she's going to start. Are they heading in the right direction?
I wouldn't. I mean, I understand the reasoning. They're not stupid, but I think we're still probably not at full employment. Inflation is still not at the 2% target, and the 2% target itself is questionable, and there's a really strong case for letting it overshoot a bit, for getting, as I think I was the first one to say it, not for, don't shoot until you see the whites of inflation's eyes. So I would not be doing this. They're making 2% look like not a target, but a ceiling. And that's a very bad thing given the kind of weakness we've seen in the economy over the past 10 years.
Well, if the economy's that vulnerable, why not give it some more fiscal stimulus through infrastructure spending?
Well, that's right. I mean, if it was infrastructure spending, and then if it was a real infrastructure plan, then I would have to endorse it. But I think some Senate Democrats have said, we're all for it. Give us a real infrastructure plan, which is a safe challenge because there's not a chance.